Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again with another episode of the Chelsea Career Mode here on Xbox One. Is episode number 76 and we're taking on Borussia Dortmund in the opening game. It is the second leg of the Champions League round of 16. We lost the first leg at home 2-1. So Borussia Dortmund have 2 away goals. So we definitely need a win and we definitely need at least 2 goals. So we'll have to wait and see if we can get it. But first things first, if you want some Ultimate Team coins, then check the link in the description. It takes you to footcoinking.com. There's an automated service over there, so you get your coins within seconds. And if you use the code CHES, CHES, you can get yourself an extra 5% off your purchase as well. But actually, have something very, very important to tell you about today that I'll in fact go into more detail about tomorrow. We won't have a Chelsea Career Mode episode tomorrow at 1 PM. We'll take a day's break because I want to get some feedback and have a vote on what happens next after this particular season at Chelsea is finished. Don't leave any feedback in the comments of this particular video. I will have a straw poll made, and I want feedback in the comments of tomorrow's video. I'm just basically letting you know to expect it in your sub boxes tomorrow. But as you can see on screen, let's cut back to the action. We're trying to make the breakthrough against Borussia Dortmund. We've been heavily on top in this opening first half. Arturo Vidal's had a couple of chances and Wiedenfeller has made a couple of great saves, and unfortunately this final effort actually draws another good save at Roman Wiedenfeller and we pick up another corner. So Andre Schürrle's going to whip it in. Wiedenfeller denying the Chilean twice in a row now. Eventually this chance is actually going to fall to Arturo Vidal as well. As you can see here, he's going to try and finesse it for that far bottom corner. Doesn't quite have his shooting boots on properly today, and when he does get it on target, Wiedenfeller saves it, and if he doesn't get it on target, well, it's not on target. So unfortunately we stayed at 0-0, but Alexander Pato's trying to break into the box here. Great turn, gets himself inside, good shot, and again the German veteran goalkeeper comes up trumps with a very, very good save to keep us out. So we'll have another corner. We're going to try and find the man on the edge of the box here. It's Eden Hazard. He's going to bring it down perfectly, sets himself up for another touch to settle it, has a strike from distance, and he rifles it into the back of the net. The goalkeeper perhaps should have done better there, but you'll be able to see from a couple of the replay angles, the ball actually comes through a couple of bodies, and he doesn't see it until late. The second replay shows it obviously a lot better from the shot inside the goal. There's 2 Borussia Dortmund players right in front of him there. You won't see it until now, by which point it's too late. The ball has already found its way past him and we have our 1-goal advantage. Now if we can win the game 2-0, we'll go through on aggregate with a 3-2 win. Now if Borussia Dortmund score, we need a second goal to take it to extra time, and or a third goal to win the game outright on aggregate, and then of course if they score 2 we need 3 to then win it on away goals. But made a couple of changes with 10 minutes to go to try and freshen things up. Andre Schürrle goes off with Luis Muriel. Bring on not Alex Pato, what am I even talking about? Loic Remy and Quadwo Asamoah, I think, was the second player that I brought on. Remy there involved straight away, having the... Oh no, it's Willian, look, it says in the top left. But anyway, Remy involved straight away, has that headed from the corner that unfortunately doesn't quite find the back of the net. Hazard's going to cut inside, have a shot, well saved. Remy's there, puts the ball into the back of the net. We think we've done enough to win the game with 5 minutes to go, win the tie overall, but Loic Remy is offside, quite considerably so. I didn't even notice that when I was actually playing it. I was going bananas thinking that I'd actually managed to win the tie, but unfortunately it didn't go in, and this one did. Well, it did go in, it didn't count. This one does count. Ball over the top, just knocks 2 defenders completely out of the game. They run into each other. Diego Costa breaks Chelsea hearts against his former club, scored in both legs, both at Stamford Bridge and back here at the Westfalenstadion, and unfortunately we're out of the Champions League 3-2 on aggregate. One of Inter Milan and Valencia, or 2 of Inter Milan, Valencia, Arsenal and Marseille are through. Man United are through as well, as are Real Madrid, Liverpool. Sporting Lisbon beat PSG and Barcelona beat Bayern Munich. So some big results in there. Unfortunately, we aren't able to get ourselves through to the next round of the Champions League, but we're back to Barclays Premier League action, and with the chance to get redemption against Sunderland. Yesterday they knocked us out of the FA Cup in a replay at Stamford Bridge, and again we're playing them at home, hoping that we can put in a much better performance today and come out with a victory if we possibly can, because we had a couple of defeats yesterday that we didn't necessarily want or need, and the lead in the league has been cut to 5 points, although we do have a game in hand on Arsenal. So should we win this today, we will go back up to an 8-point lead, and their goals came from that right hand side, whipping crosses in. this time they're trying to use the very same tactic, but fortunately Petr is behind it. We try and break on them, but Sergio Aguero's first touch isn't the best, and they actually keep hold of possession. They're actually going to get me on the counter-attack themselves. Leroy Fer plays a ball through to Lee Catmull, does well to hold off the defender, and unfortunately the deflections from the save go straight to a Sunderland player, and 5 minutes in we find ourselves behind. Now, what I hadn't noticed prior to this game was my custom tactics had actually been removed. Weirdly, it happened before in the AC Milan career mode, I think, and my custom tactics just got deleted somehow, or they just went back to the default. So I had another fiddle with the tactics here, changed things around to back to where they kind of were. I had no reference point to get exactly the tactics that we had when we were winning all of our games. Maybe that, along with the fatigue, was the reason we had such a poor episode yesterday. But we changed things around for the second half, made the team more free flowing, and opened up more creative options. And 10 minutes into the second half, we get ourselves back levels. A really nice passing move, intricate little passes around their defenders. They got a lot of men back, but we picked them apart. Marco Reus with a fantastic finesse shot finds that top corner, and you can see they've got 9 men behind the ball here, 10 if you include the goalkeeper, a midfield 5 and a defensive line of 4. Willian cutting inside, is going to try and find a finesse shot himself towards that bottom corner, hits the base of the post and it goes clear. Sunderland scramble it away and we stay at 1-1. 15 minutes to go then. Arturo Vidal, again it's just pure dominance from us in this second half. The tactical change has worked wonders. Arturo Vidal plays in Sergio Aguero, turns the ball into Marco Reus, who rather fortunately, as you'll see from the replay, is able to get the ball into the back of the net. It looks like it's just a straight mistake from the goalkeeper, but you'll be able to see from the replay angles. You'll see Reus has a shot and it comes off the defender's leg, which just nicks it enough to put the goalkeeper off, and it flies over his shoulder into the back of the net. And we have a 2-1 lead, and we're going to try and extend that if we possibly can. I just had no idea that the tactics were gone, and you can clearly see the change in the team just from that tactical alteration. We're just playing completely differently, and Marco Reus is so close to getting his hat-trick there, but it's a great save from Westwood. But fortunately it lands at the feet of Sergio Aguero, pops it into the bottom corner, and we have a 3-1 lead. We're definitely getting all 3 points from this, but we still weren't done. Sunderland are going to kick off from that goal, give the ball away to Aguero. I just hit it for the sake of hitting it, and somehow from 45 yards Sergio Aguero finds the back of the net. Bit confused considering how good Kieran Westwood had been in all 3 games that we've played against Sunderland this year. In fact, 4 games if you include both the replays and the previous league game, that went into the back of the net. But Reus with a brace and Aguero surprisingly with a brace as well with that final shot from distance, we pick ourselves up a 4-1 win. Unfortunately, Luka Modric is going to pick up an injury in training, and with the rotation in the team we've been having to do because of all of the fatigue in the squad, some of the players are getting a little bit disgruntled. Marco Reus and Ramirez are thankful that they've been getting some first team football. Thibaut Courtois and Jerome Boateng decide that they want to move on, so I'm not too sure what's going to happen at the end of this season, although again we'll cover that in tomorrow's video. But still, with regards to those particular players, it looks like they want to move on. So if we do a 4th season here at Chelsea, we'll have to replace them. We come into the Premier League again, and weirdly I didn't realise that because I changed the tactics in-game for that Sunderland game, it reverted back to the default again for this Norwich game, and it took me a few minutes to actually realise that was the case. Again, we have extended that lead at the top of the table back up to 8 points with that win over Sunderland, because that was our game in hand. But in the opening few minutes, Norwich are going to have an attack here. Van Wolfswinkel plays Salomon Rondon over the top. Decent shot, well saved by Thibaut Courtois, and we are going to scramble it clear with Marco van Ginkel just about, and we stay at 0-0. But Norwich are going to be on the attack again. We give the possession away rather loosely. Snodgrass with a great sliding tackle plays in Ricky van Wolfswinkel, who's just going to twist and turn on the edge of the box, finds somehow Salomon Rondon. Kurt Zouma, you'll see I was in control of him there. I hit B and he just stood there, turned, looked at, actually no, I think it was Mangala, stood there, turned, looked at the ball that was went over the top of him and just watched Salomon Rondon score the goal. Absolutely no idea why he's done that, but it's cost me. It's 1-0 and they almost make it 2-0 here. It's only a good save after some sort of stupid mix-up. I tried to clear the ball and the goalkeeper came out and tried to smother me despite me trying or not calling him out, and then it was this point I realised that the tactics were back to default, so I had to change them again, or at least reload up the save that I had. Custom Chelsea 1 I think was the one that I used, and as you can see we're back to the freeform, and I will actually go back and make a point of going back to changing that actually on the main screen as well, so that it will be the default tactics for the team. But we are on the attack towards the end of the first half. As you can see, the tactic change has again made a difference to our attacking play. Oscar drawing a great save out of Mark Bunn, and he pushes it away down low to his right hand side to give us a corner. 3 minutes before the half time break, we're going to whip the corner in from Eden Hazard. Good header from the defender, and unfortunately Pato can't quite pounce on the rebound properly from Mark Bunn, and we stay 1-0 down. But in the second half, we're trying to attack again, trying desperately to get ourselves back on level terms, and then hopefully in front as well to make sure that we maintain that lead at the top of the BPL table. Oscar tries a Robin Van Persie special there. Ball over the top, dropping over the shoulder. Seen RVP do it 2 or 3 times in his career, especially in recent years. Unfortunately, Oscar can't quite catch the volley as sweet as the Dutchman, and it flies over the top of the net. But Cecilio's pushing forward, a very, very attacking wing-back. Plays the ball across to Eden Hazard, has the shot, it's deflected. I thought for a minute it was going to go towards that bottom corner, but it goes wide for a corner. And we're going to whip it in through Lucas Piazza. Been a very, very good player for us this season, especially more so than any others, but still a very, very good prospect. And Mark Barn makes another fantastic save. Goalkeeper's absolutely on top form, apart from Kieran Westwood's mistake for Sergio Aguero's second in the previous game. And they caught me on the counter-attack here, rather unawares, and Ricky van Wolfspinkel with a poacher's header, really fantastic header, down into the bottom corner. And after all of our dominance, we let ourselves slip 2-0 down. So I made a couple of changes immediately. Quadro Asamoah and Marco Royce coming on to replace Lucas Piazzon and Oscar, whose both their fitness was absolutely dire at that particular stage of the game. And pretty soon after, we're going to have a chance. Arturo Vidal into Eden Hazard, trying to find Asamoah. Want to get it on his left foot because it is a very, very good left foot and does have a lot of power behind it. Draws another good save out of Mark Barn after a cheeky little roulette to get around the defender. Corner's going to come in. It's going to get whipped in. We're looking for Boateng underneath it. And again, even though it was headed towards the top corner, Mark Bunn just about gets across to keep it out. But we have another corner a little bit later on. Mark Bunn makes the initial save. Van Ginkel can't quite turn it in. Mangala finds himself on the ball on his weak foot. That is a wonderful finish from a centre-back. He makes up almost for the mistake he made at the other end earlier on in the game, and we get ourselves back to 2-1. Now, can we find ourselves an equaliser? That is what we're most desperately after, to make sure that we don't lose another game. Arturo Vidal has Quadro Asamoah on the outside of him. Asamoah, we mentioned his left foot, but unfortunately he can't quite dig it out of his feet properly to find a whip to the top corner, and the final whistle is going to go. We know now that the reason we haven't been playing very well is that tactical change, so fingers crossed now that we'll have that change permanently, we should be able to return to our really, really good form from last week. Fingers crossed. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, like I said, tomorrow we'll have a special, very, very important career mode episode, so make sure you check that out. I will be pushing it on Twitter, etc. So feel free to follow me over there. Links in the description to that, and my Instagram as well if you want to follow me. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. There's a link in the top right and in the annotation and in the description to do so. We're closing in on 12k subs. If we haven't hit it by this point, by the time you see this, then we will be extremely close. If we have hit it, thank you very much. If we haven't, subscribe and help me get there, and we can have a party when we hit 12k. The channel is growing superbly well right now. We've had a fantastic past 10 days or so, and that is all thanks to your support. So as always, there's another link on screen to subscribe, like we always have to on the end slate. If you don't know what and when I upload, and you want to know when you can expect videos from me, there is a schedule in the description along with all of the links, including the Foot Coin King Ultimate Team Coin link as well. And that schedule is on the About tab on the channel page as well, if you want to check that out. And if you missed yesterday's episode, there's an annotation to that on the right hand side as well. It's annotation crazy and link crazy, but that's just how things are right now with this channel, and that's going to bring this episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, like, follow, go and buy some coins, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and I will see you next time.